to wash up under the bridge, so she took her sister to a park to wash their hair, but the tap water was freezing. Her little sister would always scream from the cold. At night, they slept inside the van to distract her sister from the hunger. Annie would smile and tell her fairy tales. During those days under the bridge, Annie noticed two boys passing by all the time. One of them always stared at the girls, but he never came any closer. One day, Annie went out looking for food. When her sister woke up, Annie was gone. The little girl stood under the bridge, crying and calling for her sister. The two boys happened to see her. They walked over, but they had no idea what to do with a crying little girl. Luckily, Annie came back just then. Her sister immediately stopped crying and ran into her arms. Annie hadn't found any food, which meant the two sisters would have to go hungry again that night. Maybe the boys had heard her sister saying she was hungry before Annie left. That evening, the two boys came to the bridge on their own. They brought an entire box of chicken legs. Annie was nervous. She didn't dare accept food from strangers, but her little sister grabbed the chicken without hesitation. At least they had dinner that night. What Annie didn't know was that Noah had prepared the food specifically for them. Unlike Annie and her sister, Noah had a warm home. His parents were both still young, and he had a little sister who had just started school. His parents ran a small restaurant by the roadside. They weren't rich, but they had enough to get by. Noah was always followed by a tall, strong boy named Tommy. They were classmates and friends. Tommy lived with his divorced mother, but his mom often stayed away from home for days at a time. Noah knew what Tommy was going through, so he often brought Tommy home for dinner, and Noah's parents never complained. They always made an extra meal for Tommy. The place where Annie and her sister lived was right along the boys' route home from school. Noah had quietly watched the girls for several days. He realized they had no parents looking after them, so that night at dinner, he lied and told his mom he was still hungry. He asked her to make one more serving. Then he secretly packed the chicken legs his mom had made. He also lied and said he needed to walk Tommy home. After telling all those lies, Noah had Tommy deliver the chicken to the two sisters. The next day, Noah and his sister headed to school. On the way, they saw the girl under the bridge again. Noah knew she was going out to look for food. He took one quick look from a distance. Then he walked away with his sister. At lunchtime, Noah thought about the girl living under the